There is a kind of strength that does not speak, it does not argue, it does not rush. It simply stands through storms, through drought, through centuries of silence, and holds space for everything to pass through it. Long ago, at the edge of a vast valley, there stood a mountain named Kailen. Its slopes were steep, its peak often hidden in clouds, and its base wrapped in ancient pine forests. Travelers would pause at its foot, weary from their journeys, and whisper their troubles to the wind, hoping the mountain might answer. But Kailen never spoke. A merchant once cried, "Why won't you give me direction?" A widow pleaded, "Tell me how to live without him." A young warrior demanded, "Show me the path to victory." The mountain said nothing. And so most walked away, disappointed, believing it was indifferent. But one day, a boy named Aaron came, not to ask for answers, but to rest. He had walked for weeks, fleeing a war he did not understand, carrying only a small satchel and a heart full of fear. Too tired to climb, too numb to cry, he sat beneath a cedar tree at the base of the mountain and closed his eyes. He didn't speak, he didn't beg. He simply leaned against the earth and breathed. For 3 days he stayed there, eating wild berries, drinking from a clear stream, and watching clouds drift over the peak. On the 4th morning, as mist curled around the pines, he looked up at the mountain and whispered, "Thank you." Then he turned and walked back toward the valley. Years later, Aaron returned, older, calmer, with lines of wisdom around his eyes. He brought his daughter to the same spot and said, "This is where I learned to listen." She frowned, but the mountain never said anything. Aaron smiled. "That's why it taught me everything." You see, we mistake silence for absence. We believe that if the world doesn't answer our questions quickly, it has abandoned us. We grow impatient with uncertainty, frustrated by delay, angry when life doesn't unfold on our schedule. But the mountain knows a deeper rhythm. It does not hurry the seed to become a tree. It does not scold the river for carving its path slowly. It does not flinch when lightning strikes its face. It simply remains, open, steady, unshaken. And in that stillness, it holds space for transformation. The merchant who left in anger, he built an empire but lost his joy. The widow who wept, she opened a school for orphans and found purpose. The warrior who demanded victory, he fell in battle, never knowing peace. But Aaron, the boy who simply rested, he became a healer. Not because the mountain gave him power, but because it taught him to trust the quiet within himself. True resilience isn't about enduring pain. It's about allowing life to move through you without resistance, without panic, without needing to control the outcome. So today, or tomorrow, or in the quiet after this story ends, if you feel stuck, if your prayers seem unanswered, if your path is unclear, remember the mountain. You do not need to force clarity. You do not need to manufacture courage. You only need to be still enough to hear what is already growing inside you. Like roots reaching deep into dark soil, your wisdom is forming, even when you can't see it. Like seasons turning without announcement, your time is coming, even when it feels delayed. Like the mountain, you are not here to solve everything. You are here to hold space for your grief, your doubt, your hope. And in that holding, healing happens. I've learned this in my own silence. There was a season when I believed I had to figure everything out before I could move forward. I chased answers like birds in the wind, always just out of reach. But exhaustion led me to sit. to stop asking, "When will this end?" and start wondering, "What is this teaching me?" In that shift, everything changed. Not because the storm passed, but because I stopped fighting the rain. So let go of the need to know the whole path. Stand like the mountain, gentle, grounded, unafraid of time. Your answers are not ahead of you. They are beneath your feet, in the quiet earth of your being. Trust the wait, honor the pause, and know that even in stillness, you are becoming. If this story reminded you of your own quiet strength, share it with someone who's trying too hard to push forward. And if you'd like more stories like this, subscribe to The Inspired Thinker. Tap the bell so you never miss a moment of peace. Until next time, breathe with the wind, stand with the mountain.